we talked about this before too. You were mentioning like how long that you had like that cough or whatever, and the nurse asked you that. When
Oh
people
my
talk
God,
about
yeah.
when people talk about that cough and stuff like that, like how different was that as opposed to like a like a normal cough that you would have? You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, for someone who hasn't experienced it like myself, we're just seeing what everybody says on TV, right? And then I know you and I
Yep.
also were talking about like there's people that probably had this like back in December, January that thought it was like the flu. And please,
Yeah.
please, please
Yeah.
tell Brittany and the rest of the Southern Hospitality fam about what you were telling the doctor told you about what your actual specimen looked like as what he thought the flu was doing. And I know I gave you a couple of multiple
Oh.
questions there, whichever one you want to get to first, because it was really interesting to me how you said like when they first saw you, when they looked at your specimen,
He
and was
does this
showing
all
it
the
to
time. So it's
What
okay.
you say specimen? You keep making this. What is a specimen?
Greg.
Well, now what they did, there's not anything ultra gross, but what they did is they showed me on the screen what bronchitis is supposed to look like under a microscope, right? And it was like a textbook picture. So if you can imagine, Brittany, it was like like one of those PowerPoint presentation things.
Yeah.
So he had on like an iPad and he showed me, he was like, yeah, like this is what bronchitis looks like. Like, just like regular science from a page out of a book or something. And I was like, okay. And then he showed me an image that they took from me. And like that was like an actual picture, but it was super high resolution. And he told me to look at the top of it. He says, it looks pretty similar, right? And it looked exactly like the bronchitis example that he just showed me, right?
Oh, wow.
I was like, yeah. But then he said, okay, let's zoom in here on the stem of it. And what he meant by that is like the bottom of it was not the same as the top. So in other words, both the top of the bronchitis and the top of this, other virus was the same. But the bottom, the base of it was totally different.
Oh.
Like the base of the other virus was like round, whereas the bronchitis one was more like a tree trunk,
Right.
So he was like, this is really something that's kind of bizarre to us because we've seen a few people that have come in with this and it's telling them that this flu is now getting smart to where it can disguise itself as another disease.
Oh my God!
In other words, yeah, what it did, and you're right. Like I can feel that. Oh my God, I can feel what you're thinking, Brittany, because it's like it basically jumped in the bushes with a little twig on top and said, "Oh, nothing going on here. Move along."
Oh my God!
So I went to 2 other clinics before I went to the hospital because I was just like, friends that were here. They're like, yeah, go to. Like those little, like those city clinic things that they have sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You could just walk in and walk out. So I did that. And then a couple of them, they all say, oh yeah, you got bronchitis. Because at a glance, it looks just like bronchitis. Like if you glance, you'd be like, okay, yeah, it's bronchitis. But if you really look, you're like, oh, it's not.
You're like, look at the bottom of my bronchitis.
Right? Right?
That's what we got to say now. Did you see the top and the bottom?
Now that we know that, right?
They didn't.
Yeah. Then now we know. That was very helpful because, that's crazy. So are you cured from it now? Are you completely out of the woods?
Nah, like the thing is like they said, don't get ahead of yourself, because I feel good. I feel all right. I can't probably, like I said, jog around Prospect Park. Like,
right.
Not that I could even do that when I was healthy.
Same. If that's the test, I'm failing every time.
But this time around, I got a good reason,